Good evening, welcome to the Dugout. It is Thursday and we've all been fed a good... Have you all also had?
Yes.
All been fed some amazing modaks by... Siddharth keeps claiming he's from Mumbai but rarely gets us anything.
I
Only
get you
talks.
something better.
When he goes to Bhopal he gets that.
Yes. I don't go to Mumbai that often. No?
So one of our Maharashtrian colleagues who also visits Sports Today studios once in a while, Mr. Rajdeep Sardesai, he fed us some lovely modaks. I must say they were delicious.
Yeah.
Yep. They
Very
were.
good. How many did you have?
One.
Can't be!
Yes. When I came, it was over. I just had one from the last batch that came in.
Oh, so that's why you just could have one.
Yeah.
How many?
Okay.
I had to stop at one.
Had to stop.
When I was around, there were like plenty of boxes I could see, but it took restraint to stop at one.
You wanted everyone to have it. Hai na?
Yeah.
Also because I'm not working out, so that everyone thought came later. First I was thinking about myself. But yeah, later I knew that there was teammates of ours who hadn't visited.
Yesterday I had two.
And
Because one got it from Sahitya team. She's from Mumbai, so she gave me one. And from the...
Okay. From the modaks to...
the mood of the cricket, mood of the Asia Cup.
mood of the Asia Cup. nahi. From Maharashtra, we are moving to a neighboring state.
Yeah. Karnataka. And...
The problem with Harshit, every time I tell him also what it is, he never remembers. Never.
You are weak in your geography, I think.
Not geography.
Also...
The order or... Never.
Yeah.
Sorry, going to the neighboring state.
Going to the neighboring state, what has happened in Karnataka or more specifically with Bengaluru, 84 days later, Royal Challengers Bengaluru's social media has suddenly come alive. June 4th was the last update they had given. And 84 days later, they have posted a new heartfelt letter to the fans about that stampede. And the silence wasn't absence, it was grief. They were grieving for 84 days.
I think then it's... I'm not calling it a marketing exercise, but sooner or later you had to make a return to social media. And probably...
Under the garb of a marketing exercise.
No, but how is it... See, put yourself in any position. Let's say what happened that day. Did RCB desire for that to happen?
No, but they allowed it to happen.
Yeah, no, I'll get to that. It's not down to one party. There were multiple players and it was a failure on multiple counts that it led to it. Whatever it was unfortunate. And there are multiple people who need to be blamed for that, right? It was not just one. Whether it was the government, who I think should be blamed for being publicity hungry, whether it is RCB, who need to be blamed for hurrying into it and putting those social media posts out, whether it is the cops who were in charge of the security. So it had to be a failure at multiple levels to have caused it. So
fourth also, fans thinking and civic sense.
Yeah, so I'm saying overall, so now that it has happened, something has happened. So what is any entity supposed to do? Whether it's the cops, whether it's the government, at some point you have to resume work, right? So they had to at certain day get back on their social media, and whichever day they would have done it, you could have labeled it as a marketing exercise. So I think a marketing exercise would have been had they tried to take advantage of that situation and garner more love. I think what they are doing here is that they've been very measured and careful as to how to get back. And even if you put yourself in their place, this is possibly the only thing that you can do. That listen, we are back. There was a terrible tragedy that happened. And some of our fans lost their life. Was that the intention of an RCB or for that matter any other party or the fans or whoever we're looking? Nobody intended for that to happen. Now it's happened. What do? You come and say that listen, it happened, and we are also in a period of grief. And so
I wouldn't have said it was a marketing gimmick if only this much was written. That's it. But the next particular portion of the tweet and the social media post that they have done is made it very clear for me that it's a marketing gimmick. They will only give a token this thing that, oh, we care for you guys. Because Pawan can go to the next part, because in that, look at the second part. That's how RCB Cares came to life. It grew out of the need to honor, to heal, and to stand beside our fans, a platform for meaningful action shaped by our community and fans. It's a clear promotion for RCB Cares under the garb of what happened on June 4th. I was okay if that particular portion, the first part of the tweet was there, they stopped it right there, that's it. Okay, then we understand you're grieving, holding space, that's it. No intentions on your marketing gimmicks and all that.
Please let our viewers know what is RCB Cares.
More details awaited later.
Yeah, so my point is, let's say if you have, let's say there's a tragedy because of illegal construction. Something has happened, right? And multiple people, let's say forest officials who gave the permission, or the people who constructed, or the government who allowed, or the cops who stamped on that. Everyone is responsible. But let's say a tragedy happens. After that, what are you supposed to do? If you come up with a cell or a NGO or whatever that is going to be working for the betterment of that, or to ensure it doesn't happen in the future, or to have a direct sort of a communication line with people who were affected. What's wrong in that also? If you want to correct certain things that you may have made mistakes about, and we don't know exactly what RCB Cares is, so I think it's going to be premature for us to guess what it is. But if it is if it is what we expect it is, and it becomes a sort of a platform where there can be a two-way communication between fans as well as the franchise, and if it can in the future maybe pave way for better organization and communication going forward in whatever, then what's wrong with that?
Yeah, we hope so, but then we all know that fans are not cared for by anybody. Let's make it very clear here. No franchisee or no cricketing entity in this country cares for fans. The stampede that happened in any normal world, in any commonsensical working world, the buck should have stopped at RCB. They were responsible for the crowd surge. They were so over enthusiastic about it that they ensured the tragedy would happen.
No, I disagree with you. How can it be the buck would stop with them? I think, are they in an authority to demand what they want?
They got what they wanted.
Yes, but that's what my point is. Again, if I tell you, you want 10 days off, right? You are desiring what you want because you want to have a good time, and in their case, you want to celebrate. Who's the authority to sanction that leave? I am, right? And if in those 10 days there's something that important happens and we are short on it, it's not your fault. It is my responsibility at that time to ensure that I should have managed my team better. It is same there. Which franchise would not want to celebrate? Please tell me.
Any franchise.
Any franchise. I want to do it tomorrow. I have done something well. I want to, pop open a bottle of champagne here. I'm excited. But if you are going to do that, I'm supposed to step in and say, well, I can't allow you to do that. Sorry. You come in. All I'm saying is that RCB also made the mistake of putting it in social media and allowed it. But the buck cannot stop with them. The buck stops with the administration. That includes the government as well as the cops. You think in that city, anybody, if I put a social media out, whether you're a team or whatever, and you want to do it, it would have happened. The cops were there out in full number, no? They could have come because RCB has said it. No. They will only come once they've been told. Whether that diktat comes from the government or whether it comes from
police
within the cops or the hierarchy, they will not come. If it was, let's say, only RCB, then cops wouldn't have turned up at all. I was there, and there was all in preparation. So that means there is a thing coming from there. The preparation was done in Vidhan Soda.
Yeah.
Who allows that? RCB can do it. Can RCB say, tomorrow we are landing in Vidhan Soda, Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister, be ready. Can it happen?
They have the power.
No, they do not have the power. Come on.
There is a natak in Karnataka.
There is, excuse me, let's
because
blame.
They allowed which franchisee celebrated the day after the title.
I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, Siddharth, you're not understanding.
That is the whole crux of it.
It is the crux of it, but who is, I want to do it tomorrow. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
RCB also do it tomorrow. It is upon you as well as the cops and everyone who's in that system to say, sorry, not happening.
Cops said no.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. If the cops said no, and if they were not keen, and why is it that they were there from the morning at Vidhan Sabha to be ready?
Because the government overruled them.
So then get to the point. No, whoever is. So then it cannot be RCB.
The fountainhead is RCB.
No. You
The fountainhead is RCB because a brand from Karnataka has managed to do something,
But
and the
they are
government wanted to piggyback on
They
it.
are not the decision makers. Even a fifth standard kid will tell you that who will decide there. No matter what a big franchise you are, you look at our Indian players. Okay, now let's get to India-Pakistan. Players don't want to play, let's say India-Pakistan. Can they do that?
They can't, unfortunately. That is
Who's
the
going to decide? It is going to be the BCCI. And can BCCI do anything if the government doesn't give the permission? So now, what you're saying is exactly akin to anyone now who will blame the players for playing India-Pakistan. They'll say players are playing, why they're playing? They may seem to be the end result. They may be taking on the field, but you have to go back to what caused them to play there. First the BCCI, and even BCCI the buck doesn't stop. And in this case, that is the cops. It eventually goes to the top, which is the government which allowed that or told you to the BCCI, to the players. The face may be the players. Ditto for that. RCB wanted to play or wanted to celebrate. The very next day, the next level higher than that is cops. Whether they agreed, disagreed, in which case this is BCCI India Pakistan, agreed, disagreed, whatever, money is their thing. But at the top, a decision was taken. Once that decision comes from the top, everything has to fall into place. So the reason you had cops lining up the streets of Bangalore, because in the morning when I landed at the airport, when I was heading, I think I sent a video or two also. From the start, the city was prepared, and RCB had not landed till that. The city was prepared. RCB does not have the power like that to tell the chief minister, cops, everyone be ready. They were all in agreement and they allowed it, by the way. Because why? The chief minister also wanted a picture. Of course. They also wanted. So for their own everything fell into place. So my point is this, buck will stop with the guy who decided. You, as I said, if you are very happy right now, you got an amazing increment, you want to pop open the champagne, you want to do it, you have the right to celebrate. But I have to be the guy who has to maintain decorum here, and I have to say, no, Siddharth, you want to do it? Not right now. Please wait for the thing to get over. Go outside the office and do what the hell you want.
So that is an understanding, but that understanding never came up. Politicians also wanted to piggyback.
Also, remember there was a social media post which gave
triggered the tsunami.
Which gave rise to all, because the details in that post weren't clear, and for that the buck will stop on the franchise.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There are multiple people who are to be blamed.
Yes,
but which includes the franchise as well, and that is why the franchise puts this out saying that we were silent because we were grieving, because in a sense it's an admission that we made a mistake with that post. We shouldn't have put the post, but I go back to that post thing. See, again, a franchise wants to celebrate, and I'm just telling you from an organizational point of view, I have seen IPL from its inception. I've had people who've been in charge in running franchises who were there and now retired, friends of mine, everything. You got to also realize the franchise put that post out without the details, which are not there, but they would not have put the post out till the communication lines would have been open. Once the communication line is open,
what the problem is,
whether it
till now, while we've heard government at some point has been answerable, and we've heard from...
No, government has been the smartest. They put the blame on the cops and the RCB right now.
Whatever, because they don't escape the public eye. They can't escape the public eye as much as the cricketers and these franchises can. Yes, there was a judicial committee that was formed, whatever that's happening as well. And prima facie, I know RCB has also been found guilty on some counts. However, has the franchise till now, as much as we expect our governments to be answerable and the cops to be answerable because they're in public service, has the franchise also put out the facts from its end? No. Have they told us at what point that communication line was opened? Did they tell us till what extent they were allowed to take that? The parade was cancelled. That also is something we got to know from the government administration. We never heard anything from the franchise. Has the franchise also kept things transparent? No. So I am not going to believe everything that RCB also say do right now.
The first thing I said is that RCB were at fault.
Yeah.
But the buck will stop with the final authority. They were not the authority. They were participants.
Because all we are given to believe right now is there is some... See...
But I'll just tell you, you are really mistaken if you think IPL franchises are powerful. They're not. today also I know, and it's not just RCB, every franchise, they are on the beck and call of the authorities. Do you know, in every city you go, I have seen IPL owners, some of them are super duper rich billionaires, have to go to the police thana to get one signature and offer them 50,000 pass. If you think franchises were so powerful, they would sit in their high castles and expect everything to fall into place. It doesn't happen. Yes, the franchises look very glamorous. The players look very glamorous. They don't stand a chance against the system that we have in this country, and that includes everyone. From the cops to the government to the fire authorities, they sit like bosses.
Absolutely.
They sit like bosses. So do you think that if you think RCB is very powerful, it looks like that. The fans may celebrate, everyone may celebrate, they've won. You may talk about arrogance, all that. That is only for the cricketing fraternity. You step out of that and to organize things, you have a zero chance.
It requires so many
percent chance of doing it.
Delhi is a classic example of that.
All city.
Classic example of that. Yeah.
So look at how Chennai Super Kings have to go do the rounds for police station.
I'll give this is a personal thing. Saurav Ganguly, he is not just former India captain, he is called the Prince of Kolkata. Yeah. He actually is a super, I don't think anyone has that kind of a stardom, a player in a city like Dada has in Kolkata. Not even Sachin in Mumbai, because Mumbai is so big with so many people. Saurav in Calcutta can stop traffic. There can be a traffic jam. That's how much he's loved there. I met him once when he was secretary of CAB. I sat in his cabin and he was talking to me. And I was saying, Dada, you must be... And I, for the first time, saw him behind piles of file. Now, I have known him as a cricket player, the captain who had so much of authority, swag. I'm seeing him in an office with files and running around before a match day. And I actually, he's actually picking one standee from here, putting part of the organization. And I was like, Dada, it's a very different version of you, where you actually hands-on having to. He's like, when you come into the authority, I realize what you have to do. And then he mentioned, I said, but for you to Calcutta, you do like this, things would move. He's like, no. Then he gave an example. If you remember, he was co-owner of Atletico de Kolkata.
Yes.
He said, this is Saurav Ganguly. He said, I had to go to police thana and sit for hours, where also I had to sit in the waiting area. Then I'd be called in. And for those permissions finally, so like CEO and all would go 2-3 days, nobody is ever attending. So then they would say, Dada, you are known, at least you go. He would also have to wait and then see. And then also not ki, I would think that Dada walks in, I am whoever. I'll say, Arey, what do you want? I'll sign the paper. No, okay, how many passes are you giving us? This is our demand, so many passes, then you have to sign. So don't think it's all glamorous from the outside. They are all at the beck and call of the authority.
9 out of 10 times they are.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times they are, but in this particular instance, it didn't seem like it.
No. They have made their mistakes, but all I said is that they are a moving piece. And just to answer your question as to why they haven't, because you must remember, this is an ongoing case. There is no verdict out as yet. I don't think it will be advisable for any party here, and there are multiple parties who are being investigated, to put their details out right now. I think the court hearing is for that. Once that is done,
even though it's not technically sub judice, if I understand, because there's no trial going for it, so they can go ahead.
The trial is on.
It's not in any civil court, right, at the moment.
It is, of course. Those verdicts are already out.
Yeah.
No.
The government formed
separate.
Bench and all that was formed.
Two areas where it has been decided, but not the case is being heard in the High Court as well. It's a proper that you haven't heard, for which they have had to going. There was one that happened in the tribunal for which the verdict is out, which is for the cops to have been investigated. They've been given a clean sheet. That is a separate matter altogether. Then the government had another sort of a thing. That verdict is also out, but the case in the civil court is still on. You haven't heard the verdict in there, where the people were arrested, taken to jail. So you have to have a hearing for them to be released. They're still out on bail, some of them. So the case is on. It's sub judice right now. You cannot put the details out. At that, by the way, the few hearings have already happened, just that media has lost track of it. They've only reported what happened in the tribunal and what happened in the government one man, I think they set up a committee.
yeah.
So in which
And he
they
was
blamed,
reinstated.
and it's very interesting. Each party investigating is blaming the other one. So the tribunal for the cops have given cops the clean chit, blamed government and RCB. The one that the government formulated has given government the clean chit and blamed the cops and RCB. But RCB unfortunately is not an authority, so they can't have their own hearing. Otherwise, if they would have had, they would have blamed the government and the cops. But eventually, the decision is going to come from the Karnataka High Court, which the case is ongoing. So I don't think you can really.
Multiple Spider-Man. You're at fault. No, you're at
Yeah,
fault.
but as I said, that would be the final verdict as to who. And truth be told, whatever we are no legal experts, but whatever little information that we have, and you try and put the puzzle together, I think the court is going to reprimand all parties. I can't see any party getting a clean chit here, because having seen how it all unfolded, there were multiple people at fault for that tragedy to have happened. And I think all of them will be taken into account, whether it will be the RCB, whether it will be DNA, that's the event management company, whether it is going to be the cops that were there, whether it was the government. I don't know how much they'll mention, but I think the crux of it goes back to the people who allowed this to happen, and that is the government authority. Had they said that, listen, we don't want any photo op, and listen, you can't be doing it now, do a week later, I know what would have happened. RCB would have cancelled the celebration because their players wouldn't have been available. Why RCB wanted to do it quickly? Because their players were leaving. They wanted to do quickly. But let's say if the government had said, no, sorry, no go, not allowed. Cops, we are telling you, not allowed, not happening. RCB would have had no choice. Legally, they could have been arrested immediately as they started right there. So they wouldn't have been able to do it. What would have happened is they would have cancelled the celebration. Because if they told them that we need 4 days to organize, or 5 days, or 1 week, whatever, 1 week later it wouldn't have happened. Or it would have happened in a very watered down situation where maybe few players could have gotten together, but wouldn't have had a lot of your overseas players. Virat probably wouldn't have been there, and so it would have been like that, I think so. But because all parties wanted a piece of the pie, everyone wanted, something.
Win-win.
So let's do it, we'll do it, you do it.
That is why
Go.
it's apt. There's always a natak in Karnataka.
It's not.
Of course. I mean, look, we are in a fool's paradise if we believe that, okay, the government would have said no to the celebrations. I mean, something meaningful had happened.
If they cared about the people, they would have said no. But they didn't. What they cared about is
our own image. And Karnataka.
Let's ride the wave of Karnataka pride. RCB has won.
Something for decades. Some major achievement had come to Karnataka after decades. So they wanted to. Of course, they wanted to piggyback on it.
Yeah, but don't say there's some. They have many achievements that keep happening.
But
Cricket is not be all and end all. Don't bring your Tamil Karnataka
IPL
politics.
is the be all and end
Why
all.
your Bengaluru FC does so well?
Yes.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
But who cares for Bengaluru FC?
Arey, yaar.
Siddharth.
Who cares?
Football fans care.
Of course they care.
So that's
Yeah.
it.
But
Doesn't
they are
matter.
in a very, very, very
Doesn't
small
matter.
minority.
There are minority chess fans as well.
Yeah.
But if a chess player does well, you care, na?
Only
Can I be questioning your happiness by saying only very few people care? No. If India does well or a player does well and you are happy, you deserve to be. You could be a niche. It could be a niche sport with niche following. But you can't take that achievement away. For example, it's still a niche sport, I would assume, chess, compared to, let's say, cricket and all. But if it's Chennai that is producing so many good players, isn't it a proud thing for Chennai to do? You can't say, who cares? Only very few people watch it. No, it's a proud moment for Chennai and Tamil Nadu, because they've got a world champion right now and so many good players coming. Similarly, if they've got a good football team, please be appreciative of it.
Of course.
Just that few people watch it doesn't mean that you'll brush it under the carpet.
Now Bengaluru is becoming a sports capital. They hosted the Neeraj Chopra Classical.
Yes.
They have been hosting a lot of events at the Kanti Veera Stadium.
Yes.
Bengaluru FC has been there. Karnataka's Ranji team has been the second most dominant side in the history of Indian cricket. So why not?
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand that you've selected.
I mean, I just ended it with domestic cricket, that Karnataka is the second most dominant. But somewhere down the line, I think our administrators just don't seem to care about domestic cricket, because today was supposed to be the first day of the Duleep Trophy. And it is not a tournament that has just come up in the last 5 to 7 years or 10 years. It's been a very prestigious tournament right until from the 50s to the 60s. But now, first day, some players are playing. Bad, amazing news. We don't have coverage either on mobiles or on broadcasting. 2024, because several star players had come and they are playing in Bengaluru. Bengaluru had coverage, but the other venue didn't have coverage. We accepted that. But now, Central Zone versus Northeast Zone, Rajat Patidar hit a 80 ball 100. No coverage. We will never see that.
No, even North Zone.
North Zone also.
Game
North
happening.
Zone versus East Zone.
No coverage.
No coverage.
No coverage of Duleep Trophy per se.
Per se.
Period. That's what it is. But I think they are preparing for Asia Cup now. See, they look at the more profitable things, which is Asia Cup.
Asia Cup.
So fourth, the team will leave. They will go there.
See, last year also our Ranji and everything got some coverage because Rohit Sharma was playing, Virat Kohli was playing, Rishabh Pant was playing, Ravindra Jadeja was playing. We saw how crowds flocked. The moment their favorite player got out, end of story.
But then that, I think, I'm sorry to say, but really reeks of double standards, because my only thing is that apart from it being the richest board, and we'll talk about it, the biggest issue here is BCCI has been harping on the fact that players start respecting domestic cricket. BCCI has literally suspended, not officially, but effectively suspended players from playing international cricket because they are not participating in domestic cricket. Top players, some of the big names that you mentioned, were categorically told that you will not be considered for selection if you don't play domestic cricket. What did we do here? We supported that move, right? Because it was the right move to do. Plenty to gain from domestic cricket, not only in terms of their form, but also to keep domestic cricket value high and respected, because if top players play, everyone will play. And now you're in a scenario where you say everyone needs to respect domestic cricket, but when it is our turn to be showing that domestic match, we're not going to show you that. That, I think, is unfair. Then you should not be questioning any player also for not turning up for domestic cricket. If you yourself are not going to be serious and not have a telecast of it, then you in a sense are admitting that it is not an important thing. For what don't you have a telecast for? For something that's not important. And in your mind, this tournament is not important and domestic cricket is not important, then fine, then extend it to the players as well. Let players pick and choose and only concentrate on international cricket.
See, I think the BCCI worries only about 2 or 3 tournaments in India, honestly. 4, I will add 4. Ranji, Vijay Hazare, SMAT, Irani. They have never cared for the Duleep Trophy. I'll tell you why. Which tournament in the world gets cannibalized on the format?
Format, yeah. Last year was a different format
India
altogether.
green, India blue, India red, then it became India A, India B.
It was
India
decided
C.
last year only it will be zonal this time.
Zonal, yet again zonal. I mean, which cricket tournament in the world gets cannibalized in this way? If you think that it is one of the most premier tournaments that you have, it's the start of the domestic season. India blue, India green, it was played with pink ball, then it was not played with pink ball. I mean, why did you want to cannibalize the Duleep Trophy and remove it from the zonal system? The zonal system was working, and you have diluted it even further by getting another zone called Northeast Zone. I'm sorry, I mean, yes, Northeast deserves a representation, but we have seen how records get inflated when someone plays the Northeast. Look at all the players, the highest score.
No, but they play now Ranji Trophy as well.
Yeah, Tripura will be playing in the elite club.
So if that, no, but I'm just saying that is a different debate, no, whether they should be there or not. And I think now you try to spread the game, it's only fair. But that's a different debate. Whether they are playing there or not, what justifies them not having a coverage for it? And even if you've kept changing the format, that is again a different debate. You may have changed the format, but you have that coverage, for one, for the fans to be seeing, 2, for the players to realize that, you know, their performances can also be seen by one and all. how many people turn up to the ground? So everyone can see it, can speak about it, the media can see it. Not every media personnel is there, not every fan is there. Nowadays, social media chatters makes a huge difference. And plus, at the end of the day, BCCI and the core, people may laugh at it, it started as a non-profit organization, right? It is at the end of the day registered in the Societies Act, right? And even now, it may be making a lot of profit, and no grudging that, they deserve to that. The core business of the BCCI, as explained in the Societies Act, is for the promotion of the game of cricket. That is what they're supposed to do. And how do you then promote a game of cricket, quote unquote, by not having a telecast? I'll tell you, nowadays, I was just seeing, I keep watching football a lot. Under 17 matches here and there or wherever are being telecasted on YouTube. Forget that. In Bengal and Kerala, there's a rich tradition of area football. In Bengal, they call it Pada football. Even Pada football matches now are available on YouTube streaming. Yeah, local, one area versus the other area. Those matches have live streaming on YouTube. And I know that football, in that sense, 2 or 3 cameras can do. But I'm sure for Duleep Trophy as well, you could have had, you don't have to have DRS cameras for us to see. You don't have to have multiple slow-mos or anything. Even if you shoot it with a bare 4, 5, 6 camera setup, just covering any sort of, both sides of the pitches and 2 on the square area. Why am I going far? There are local corporate cricket matches we play which are streamed on YouTube. Yeah, our matches are streamed which have
with replay,
with multiple camera angles, with a graphic scorecard of how many balls. Everything is available for our local cricket corporate matches that we participate in. I'm sure they could have. Yes, it wouldn't have been top class broadcast, but you are allowed to give them that much leeway. Though BCCI, with the kind of money they have, they can even afford a top class. Yeah. All the examples that I'm giving of Pada football, their budgets is, like 50,000, 1 lakh, whatever. BCCI has a lot of money. And also, in a promotion of the game, not many will say, but you don't get any returns, there's no TV rights, doesn't matter.
Not everything has to be optimized or monetized.
Exactly.
There's all through the year, there's enough profit making that's anyway happening. Gone are those days where we had to ask people, or a Doordarshan for that matter. Those days are gone, right? Where you had to pay to the broadcaster for cricket to be taken to the masses. That story is long gone by. It's dead and buried. Now, you cannot be sniffing profit in every little cricketing opportunity that's out there. What the sport needs is, and what the message, completely agree with the two of you, that this just doesn't add up. This you're singing another song but looking at another tune, and you want the players to be following another tune, but you'll sing another song altogether. That is what's happening over here. For 360 days, you go around saying domestic cricket. There are notices that get sent out at times. IPL teams are also told, players are sent on exile. Albeit it's never admitted so, but we all know the reasons behind a couple of players not being part of the Indian team for so long. But firstly, this doesn't, these aren't signs of the richest board. This is very unfitting or unbefitting of the richest board out there to not be able to promote its own. And this is a tournament that
YouTube,
this is a tournament that has a very rich legacy. You're hurting your own legacy.
And some of your big players are playing there. Yeah? Okay, fine. There is no Rohit and Virat, as you mentioned. A lot of your regulars are also going to be participating there. With the IPL and Ayush Badoni and all our stars. Arshdeep is playing in the tournament. There are many very well-known names that will be participating. So,
then see, this reflects, the BCCI is a reflection of the public also.
Just one more point that I wanted to make, and while we, I said about whatever funds and all, that is point number 1. The other point that I had in mind, at this point, if you look at, so there's multiple platforms out there for us to look at, right? So it's not like, it's a monopoly or a duopoly and you've run out of platforms. Yesterday night I wanted to watch a game of football, for which I had to download another app, and that told me that your Kerala Cricket League and your Maharaja League, all these 20 other leagues are available over there. So while there are so many platforms out there,
I'm saying forget YouTube. BCCI has a YouTube,
and TNPL can all be broadcast. These tournaments have a resonance only with the people of the state, mostly. It's not national resonance often that these tournaments get. But I'm just saying, for something like the Duleep Trophy, which has national resonance, which has national importance, there are players who have represented the Indian team and will be playing. How is it that none of these platforms can ever find?
I'm going even lower. Forget if nobody, see, let's say platform has some
YouTube,
mechanism.
the BCCI cannot manage its own YouTube. It's the most
You
dull channel out there.
How does, but that is different. No, I'm saying not that this is going to get them a lot of numbers. It's not about YouTube numbers for them. I'm saying just a place for the match to be there. Even if there are 10,000 people watching it, how does that matter? You're making it available for people to watch, whoever are interested. And if there is no platform that's interested, that is still run by capitalist mentality platforms, whether they see money or not. You're not in it for that. Now, today is not the day and age that if there's no TV, how do I reach people? In the digital, you don't need anyone. You put in that production. By the way, BCCI does its own production of Indian cricket. So it's not that they don't have production people as well. They put that. If no place, they have their own website. Can stream on that. They have YouTube channels that can stream on that. So many different platforms. You don't even now need to go to a channel or a broadcaster if they're not interested. Simple. As I said, simplest of local gully mohalla matches are coming on YouTube. Yeah, I'm sure you can arrange that.
Which is why I said the BCCI is a reflection of the Indian public, where the Indian public's core mentality.
No, that the Indian public does want. You look at these comments. I think the Indian public does want to see these matches.
Even if it is, let's say, not a lot of people, how does that matter? I'm saying if your thing is to push the game of cricket, even if there's a minority that wants to watch, make it available.
Sure.
You're not doing everything for big numbers. No, we work in the media space, and in media also there is always numbers and all. There's certain things we do in terms of news where that doesn't get big numbers or big interest, but that's a news item. It's a responsibility to be putting that news item out. Similarly for them, doesn't matter.
Because see,
some stories will always have to be put out whether there is interest or not. When we make our rundowns, there is, and we're proud that ways as a group that we always carry a good news today story, right? We have that thing where we want to take these stories. They come from far-flung areas. They don't always come from areas that people know of. These are remote areas at times where there's some classes being given. Someone who didn't make it as an athlete but is still giving classes. We put these stories out because it's for the viewer to decide what they want, but we need to do our duty as well. So BCCI needs to do its duty as well by providing cricket, by giving people the access to the
because
sport.
I'll tell you, our nation, we like cricketers. We don't like the game of cricket.
Which is valid.
Because see,
which is valid. But how does that justify not it being? I'm saying majority may not.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Had our stars not been playing 2024 or even 2025, until in which corner of the Indian conscience would they be wanting to give Delhi versus Railways full broadcast if there was no Virat Kohli? Entry to the stadiums are free in Ranji Trophy, Duleep Trophy, SMAT, Vijay Hazare. Entry to the stadium is free, and we are a country that loves freebies. Yet we don't fill up the stadium. That means there is something inherently wrong with the Indian psyche that, okay, someone who's amplified by social media, we would want to see them. If they come, only we will see that.
No, that is a reality of Indian cricket, that you love cricketers. Yes, but again, as I said, as a fan, it's not my responsibility. I'm consuming it for entertainment. I'm not the person in charge of pushing the game and spreading the game or administration of that game. It's not my responsibility. I will consume what I like to consume. I'm looking at it from BCCI's point of view. That it's an established fact that majority of the Indian cricket fans don't really care about cricket. They care about stars. They will watch it. That's fine. But that's not your lookout. No, as BCCI. Think of it from BCCI. My job is, this is an important tournament. Players are playing. I want to send a message, which I've already sent, that domestic cricket is important. All players must play for the health of Indian cricket. I'm looking at that. So I have to telecast that. Whether a minority consumes it, the hardcore cricket nuts consume it, or the masses, that's not my lookout. This is not a tournament where I'm making money out of television rights. I'm putting it out for people to, like it. And just to take a few comments that we have, I believe Pawan has taken out some comments of people on social media and what they have been saying about the telecast. So why I'm taking this now is because as Siddharth is saying, majority don't like, and I agree. But what these comments are also telling us that there is a small minority that really cares and would like to see, and why can't we cater it to them? For example, this gentleman says that, shameful, richest board in the world can't even telecast the premier domestic tournament is one user that's saying. The other one is telling us, Vishal Kumar says, as a cricket fan, I was excited for the Duleep Trophy. Disappointing that they're not going to be streaming. Nowadays, even gully cricket matches, are showing on YouTube and other platform. And we don't get to see. So that's Vishal's thing. Ramachandran is saying, no live streaming of the Duleep Trophy. No spectators allowed. Why on earth are they even playing? This just seems to be a pre-functionally organized tournament. By the way, this is another interesting, no spectators allowed as well. But I think that's because they don't have any stands. This is the
center of excellence ground.
Yeah, but again, why? Why won't you open it up for people? That's what I'm saying. Just because you want to tick a box.
Exactly.
That I'll tick a box, this tournament has happened.
A Duleep Trophy nowadays in the past decade has just been played for tokenism. In a packed calendar, your zonal systems are now outdated. So that is why you are just playing this tournament.
But let the viewers decide now if they want to go and see or not.
Yeah.
If you play a match, I'm sure, and I know that Karnataka as a state, they really love their cricket. Yeah. I'm sure people would have turned up.
Why couldn't they have held it in Alur? What has stopped them from holding it in Alur rather than the COE grounds where there is no stands?
Last time I remember what happened was a lot of players complained because going in and out, so many of them are participating in somewhere else, come in, go out. Fair enough,
and it's quite far also, 70 kilometers away.
Fair enough, but again, why would you have?
Because Bengaluru, unfortunately, it all boils down to Bengaluru also. The KSCA, the Chinnaswamy Stadium now can't be used. I'm surprised why. Now for this, where you're hardly going to see any kind of crowd, you can use the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Na? But Maharashtra T20 League is happening in Mysuru, so you can't play there. You could have played it in all the other places in Dharwad or Gadag and all those places. I don't know why they're not playing there. You are not respecting your fans. One. Second, you don't want to have a live telecast. And if our main players in the form of Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rishabh Pant, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma had not played in Duleep or the Ranji last year, you wouldn't have had coverage there also. And by the way...
But that doesn't make it right.
It is not right, but we are talking about BCCI registered in our Societies Act, where they have to do service for the birth of and the growth of the country and cricket. But I'm sorry, BCCI is not a society. It represents the height of capitalism that is there. Which is why capitalism is whatever we are getting the cash cows from.
But even in capitalism, there's CSR.
There's CSR. But CSR, how much is allocated? 1%, 2%?
I'm saying here, to telecast these matches will be 0.00001% of BCCI's revenue.
Exactly.
Seriously. We can afford a telecast of our local matches.
For BCCI, the revenue, supposing there are 36 Ranji games happening in 36 venues, they can do a live telecast of all 36 different
Exactly.
teams.
I completely. Enough cameras, enough camera people, enough
people.
editors, and you don't even have to put it to a channel. As I said, you can have 36 live streams running on social media channels. Easily available, completely.
And
that's how it should be.
You wanted
By the way, it is so shocking that not all those games are. I'll tell you why. It's your premier domestic tournament, and I'm not looking at IPL because that's a league. Okay, that is still a league, but this is your premier domestic tournament at your international level, right? So that is one step, and of your number one sport, by far the number one sport.
Yep.
I mean, it is so shameful to look at that. In the US, college games, if you're looking at college American football, they are live telecast, massive viewership, everything, because they are the second, third rung of reaching the top of their sport. So why can't the next rung of players who are also playing the top level sport, participating there, and their sport be shown? I mean, I think all those 30 odd games of Ranji Trophy should be live. It's the bare minimum. I'm not even saying go to the under 17s, the under 19s and all. It's just the next in line. Can you imagine, like, if there is a tournament which is Michael Jordan or whatever, all these players and then top stars, they're playing a one division level lower if they're playing, or in football, some of the top guys are playing in the one division lower, they're playing, and that's not being telecast.
Yeah.
The best players, the best talent.
If BCCI wants to do cut, copy, paste, look at what England, ECB are doing and look at what Cricket Australia are doing. They telecast and live stream every game.
In fact, I was just Indian football though is in the dumps. It's in the bad state. But as I said, I still consume football. A lot of Indian under 17 girls and boys team keeps playing these friendlies. Those matches I get to see on YouTube.
Yes.
At least the 2 or 3 camera setup, it is live stream on YouTube. And I'm not talking about these are under 16, 17 team playing there.
Priorities.
But you can't organize that.
That is the problem.
Okay.
Shubman Gill is saying, just drawing analogy from the RCB Cares bit. How did PM Care Fund come into the picture? It was only after COVID, right? Not before the pandemic. Tragedy gives birth to NGO, etc.
Exactly what I said. You were saying now that if they had no RCB Care, why has it come? I said obviously something when a tragedy happens, you realize that maybe you can create, and it's not always the funds are not always monetary funds. There could be a lot of support, maybe a platform or an avenue for everyone to exchange ideas and makes things better.
But drawing on the COVID analogy is slightly off.
Somehow, I see there is this inherent bias you have against RCB.
No, I mean,
had this been some other franchise, you wouldn't have been that harsh on them.
We have always been harsh. We haven't had franchisee favorites.
No, we have not. But I just feel that you would have gone slightly easier on other franchises.
See, every franchisee that does a wrong, we do point it out. And it's not biased or anything in that sense. See, COVID analogy is
you can let go of the Kaveri dispute now.
That is long gone. We don't care anymore at this point.
Nowadays there's excess water actually.
Excess.
Everywhere.
And there will be.
See, but Tamil Nadu also never respected that situation. So that's why whatever has happened with them also, it's karma in a way. But PM Cares and COVID, I think that's a slightly problematic analogy because I don't think COVID was a man-made disaster. I think the stampede was a man-made disaster.
Of course.
That is my problem.
Many say that COVID was also man-made.
Okay, but COVID...
No, I'm not buying that theory. I'm just saying.
COVID impacted the whole world.
Correct.
It was the worst.
No, but while the magnitude and the scale was different, but what he's trying to say is that something bad happened and then you created a care fund or a thing, no? Property comes after that only.
Okay.
Wait for the details to come out about RCB Cares, then we can comment on what it is about, what's going to be the future course of action, who is it for, all of that we'll get to know.
Yep. Danush is like saying IPL is criteria for test selection. That's why 38 first class average and 360 batter debuted before Ishwaran. He's talking about
Surya
and Sai. Sai. Why care about Ranji and Duleep? Long live.
He's actually hitting the nail on the head. This is the whole thing.
Priorities.
So now I said your number one domestic tournament should be telecast. But people will say, but our number one domestic tournament is IPL. We telecast it with the pomp and the show and nicely. So what's the problem?
What's the problem? Ashish there. Fab 4 test batsmen and bowlers of all time. Ouch.
Ooh, that's quite a change of thing. Yeah. Okay, fine. Before we take more questions, Fab 4 test batters and bowlers of all time. Quickly, Fab 4. Let's not pick each one separately, but we'll just go. Test, no?
Don has to be there.
Sir Don.
Viv will be there.
Sachin will be there.
Sachin.
Numbers, you can't.
Viv?
I would put Viv there. I mean, his impact was there. But let's give it some more thought.
For me...
that's an interesting one.
Hadley? All-rounder?
No. It's talking about batter. How does Hadley come in there?
Sunny G.
There's Sunil Gavaskar.
Javed Miandar.
But I think I'll put Viv. Yeah, he was just something else. You have to put him.
Yeah, so that's 3.
That's
John,
3,
Sachin, Viv, and
one more name that we can agree on.
No. I'd put Dravid ahead of him actually.
Yeah. Or Ponting.
Ponting, no, I'd still put Dravid ahead. So,
or what about Brian Charles Lara?
BC Lara is a good shout out.
Yeah. I would put Lara.
Border.
Border, yeah, but no, I don't think we'll go in. Yes, runs
Great
rise is
captain,
there,
but-
good captain, yeah. But no, I mean, I had put Greg Chappell ahead of Border any day, but yeah, it's a tough one. Who knows where Joe Root finishes?
Yeah, if he plays for 2-3 years, he's definitely breaking Sachin's record. Definitely. Because he could have a good Ashes. Who knows? That's coming up in November. If he scores 400, 500 there. Although
Yeah.
tough, but I don't know.
Yeah. So fourth we haven't decided. Who's the
Fourth we
fourth
haven't
there?
decided.
I'm going with Lara. For the impact that he had. Match winner. At a time when West Indies were in crisis.
I'm putting Sunny G.
Yeah, actually, I'll also put Gavaskar.
Sunny G. So
Test
Sachin,
batters.
Viv, Sunny, Don Bradman.
Yeah.
Bowlers.
Bowlers of all time. Great. Malcolm Marshall.
Malcolm Marshall. Glenn
not-
McGrath.
+1.
There could be a Dale Steyn there.
Warne.
There'd be a Shane Warne.
Shane
as
Warne
well.
has to be there.
Why not a Murli?
No, why not a Murli then? But he's not said fast or spinner.
Yeah,
it's
bowlers.
just
Bowlers.
Okay, so let's just go.
Malcolm. has to be
Malcolm
there.
Marshall's there.
Warne.
Shane Warne has to be there. So
I'm very
two
insistent on
done.
McGrath as well.
I mean, I'd be keen, but I think Steyn's numbers are incredible.
Kumble, Anil Kumble.
Yeah, but again, just look at.
I would go with Murli.
I mean, who knows? Jasprit Bumrah, the impact that he's had, his numbers are also phenomenal in that little.
Not a Holding. Michael Holding. Marshall Holding, Garner, Roberts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, you
no,
could have the whole
I
quartet
may,
with
I
Bumrah.
may,
There's
I mean,
another-
there's Imran is a good shout out too,
Imran.
and so is Hadley.
More for all-rounders.
No, but look at their bowling. Yeah, you can't
Imran's 362 wickets, Hadley
Yeah.
431.
exactly.
Uh,
And
Kapil
you
Dev.
look at his
Kapil
strike
Dev,
rate.
yeah.
Look at his Hadley strike rate. Yeah.
21, if I'm not mistaken. 21 or 22.
I'll put McGrath. I mean,
McGrath.
but I think Steyn's numbers are better. But
There's also a Jimmy
yeah,
Anderson. That's a tough one. I'm going with Murli.
there's Wasim.
Wasim.
Oh, yeah.
I'll change Wasim. Wasim for me too. The only revolutionary left-arm fast bowler who made it an art.
So there's Malcolm Marshall, Wasim Akram.
Glenn
Glenn-
McGrath, Shane Warne.
Muttaiya
Warne.
Muralidharan.
But no, 4 na.
No.
I've removed Murli for Akram.
Where are we playing?
I think somebody might edge McGrath as well. I think Steyn is a good
Steyn.
shout out.
His numbers in Asia are
Yeah.
phenomenal.
I think he might edge McGrath out.
McGrath also has a decentish record, but nothing like Steyn.
Yeah.
And insane numbers. Beat India, Sri Lanka, and in Pakistan. Fantastic.
All
numbers.
conditions.
Yeah. More questions, Pawan. That's a good one. Fab 4 test batsmen and bowlers. Oof.
3 is actually easy if you see for both. It's the fourth where the debate comes in.
Yep. Priyanshu saying BCCI uses domestics selectively to remove Iyer and Ishan. Now this year, Vijay Hazare will become relevant. So much drama again will happen that Rohit Virat will prove themselves there.
Yeah. Though I maintain that it's unfair for you to ask them to prove anything. I think they're good enough. They should go to the next ODI series you play. That'll be Australia. I think that should be good enough. Yeah, if they want to play themselves to be in the flow of things, that's another matter.
India A series is happening in Kanpur. Let's
Yeah.
see if they are ordered to play that. I don't know. In that sense. Mukesh Sahu, is it time now to change bowling action for Bumrah?
I also did think about it, but it's now too late in his career. And I think it'll take away the sting and the effectiveness that he really has. It's time not to do it. I think the better thing will be to really balance it out going forward. How many games he's available and how he plays. And I think you can do that. I think he still has... He'll keep playing white ball, I'm sure. And Test cricket, you use him judicially. When you really need him, important series, how? I think you can manage. We're going to do that. A lot of other countries also do it. Yeah. Archer does it. England does it for Archer. If they need him, they allow him few games here or there. Yeah. They make him rest. So I'm sure you can manage that.
Sachin Kashyap. Harshit, Man United is in the lowest phase. Gilberry lost common. Sesko should be thinking, why the hell have I signed for Manchester? Ruben sacked if he doesn't win against Burnley. Yeah.
Yeah,
New season, new trauma all over again.
Yesterday was a new low. New low. You were speaking of tier 1, tier 2, and tier 4 has been the thing that's been echoing in my head for the last 24 hours because, yeah, for those who are unversed, United lost to tier 4 team
Gilberry.
and the match went down to penalties. It shouldn't have. United will 2-0 behind, but it's called for so much of agony. It's given me a lot of it for. This is the EFL Cup in which it happened, and
Okay, we'll last take 2-3 questions. Let's go with Anshu Mishra. Says, Nikhil sir, what's your prediction for Ashes? This Ashes, Steve Smith will beat Jack Hobbs, the second greatest batter, even after Don Bradman in Ashes, second most 100 in Ashes. 14, I didn't know these stats, and 3,000 plus runs. My prediction is I'm going to go with Australia. I mean, it's in Australia, they look like a better team, so yeah. What the scoreline is going to be, we'll do it closer to that.
Yep.
Bhavik Khaswani is saying BCCI is busy making Rohit Virat retire. That's why they forgot to telecast Duleep Trophy. I know it's, he said it as some good humor. Sarat Chandra is saying, Nikhil sir, it's transfer season. When are you signing new Acha of Sports Today? Need new voices, thoughts and speaking of new Harshit sirs. Man United may go out, I think. I see Acha fans go. Sarat Chandra, why do you need new voices? I think we're good enough, all of us here. Even if one or two of us are here, how does that matter? Right? Sure. You don't like our voices, Sarat Chandra. Why do you need new? But maybe we can give you a teaser that you may not hear a new voice, you may hear an old voice in some time.
Yep.
In some time, you will hear an old voice. Nice. How much time? I'll let you know.
Oh, goodness.
But you might. That's the only teaser that I'm giving you. In some time, you will hear a old voice here on Sports. You can guess. Okay, final comment.
Okay. Who is this 9,899 runs, 3 200s, 33 hundreds, 35 50s, 25 POTM, 12 POTS, 9 ICC awards, number 1 ICC ranking in all formats, 3 ICC player of the tournaments? How would you rate career?
3 200s, 33 hundreds.
33 hundreds.
How much does Sangha have?
Sangha has more, 38.
38.
Virat has 30.
These just see 3 200s is.
No, Joe Root has more.
Actually, if you look at it, just don't look at the overall numbers. Rohit
BC,
Sharma.
Lara, no?
No, Brian has 11,000.
Runs is 11,000.
Rohit has 3 double hundreds ODIs.
But he has less than 9,000.
But 31 hundreds he's got.
But in ODIs.
33. No, actually 32, 33 he's got ODIs. So I was halfway thinking if he's talking about Rohit Sharma also.
As an opener. Is this Rohit Sharma's numbers as an opener? Because he's got 10,000 runs in ODIs.
No, 12th player of the series, sir. 12th player of the series.
But that's what, no, halfway through I felt if he was talking about Rohit.
9 ICC awards. Number 1 ICC.
In all formats. Rohit, I think, was number 1 in tests. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
Who is this? Is it... no. Is it Kane Williamson? Yeah, I think it's Kane Williamson.
Should be.
Because number 1 ICC ranking, he did get in all 3 formats also. For one time, he was averaging over 50 in all 3 formats, but then his T20 form slid drastically. So, yeah, Kane Williamson.
Anyway, he's just asking us to.
How would you rate career? I think it's been a phenomenal career.
Absolutely fun.
For New Zealand, I hope I've got the name right and the numbers right in that sense, but yes, I think Kane Williamson, if you're talking about him, phenomenal career, my friend.
No, but he doesn't have 9,899 runs.
He's got 10.
9,276. He can't be that.
Oh yes, 927. He just went past Virat Kohli. But he's got 3300s if I'm not mistaken.
No, that may be the case.
But he must.
But he's got over 12,000.
Yeah, 12,000 runs. Yeah.
Is he talking about Rohit Sharma as an opener? That is what even I am also thinking.
He does have 32 or 33 hundreds.
No, but then
See, he's not specified the top.
no, he could be ICC ranking. All formats could have been.
Tests.
Test number
Could
one.
have been at the 2-year period where he was very good.
21. No, 21 to 23. That was his peak.
No, 2019 he got those 200s, no? Remember 200s in so he got 300s against South Africa, including the double hundred at Ranchi. Then he did well in the England
No,
series.
plus also runs like in what format are you saying? Like, is it in?
Exactly, he's thrown us. But whoever that player is, I don't know. I think his career is phenomenal. That's
No,
what I
it
know.
can't be Rohit as well
Yeah.
because how will that 9-8
Exactly,
thing?
9-8.
ODIs he's got 11,000 runs,
Correct.
so it doesn't add up.
No, I don't know who is he talking about.
But good career. Very good career.
Very good career, yes. Yep, fantastic career. I would rate it 12 POTS, 9 ICC awards, number 1 ranking. Oof, God.
You've thrown us a riddle.
Total riddle. Okay.
Rakesh Bhushan, and that's the last one for the evening. Will Hardik Pandya ever be captain of the Indian T20 side, or has he missed the bus? Why Gautam Gambhir doesn't like Shreyas Iyer, Sarfaraz, Yashasvi Jaiswal? I can't speak about the last bit. I don't know if you can, Siddharth.
You have to ask Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah, but
No, this also. How do you ask him? How can you deduce that he doesn't like the affair?
yeah, so that's what I said. Can't really say.
No, but it's a good question about can Hardik Pandya ever be captain? Who never say never. See, at the moment it looks tough. Let's be honest, because they are
Now I think
they are
it's
building
fine.
up to. But you never see in Indian cricket, you never know. Performances really make a difference. You've changed captains. Yeah, you went to a stage where Virat Kohli was under pressure to let go of that captaincy. So you never know. But yeah, at the moment he doesn't seem to be in the scheme of things. But that's not to say what happened in the
After
future.
26 with Gill coming,
Yeah,
it's
because
hard.
No, but I'm just saying.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
what's the next thing you'll then be looking at as far as Hardik goes?
It's not next thing.
He can
So
be
See,
in
because
the
now
state
you're planning, as we discussed the other day as well, you now know that you're looking at WTC as a proper 2.5 year thing. With T20s as well, every 2 years you'll get a T20 World Cup. You'll plan for those 2 years.
So the next T20 World Cup, who knows what happens by that time?
Next one only is next year.
if Hardik wins the title with MI, then I think he could come back.
No, plus you don't know. See, again, you've put Gill in a very different situation in this T20 team. How he copes up with this team, he's not being made captain. He's being looked at as a future captain. If there are no returns with the bat, you're not looking at elevating him. You don't know what happens in the future.
Two things.
At the moment, is Indian cricket looking at Hardik Pandya or the management looking at Hardik Pandya as a G20 captain? Answer to that is no. But I'm saying funnier things happen in
See,
cricket.
two things. One, if Gill doesn't perform, and if Hardik wins the IPL title in 26,
Yeah, who
then
knows
he's
what
coming back
happens.
into the captaincy fold. Because he's still got age on this. I think he's only 31, if I'm not mistaken, Hardik Pandya. 30 or 31? Yeah,
31, I think.
31, yeah.
Or 32. Not more than that.
Yep.
Sure. On that note.
So on that note, goodbye to all of you guys. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Do share this video, like this video, share it with your friends, and give us a love. From me, Nikhil, and Harshit, it's bye-bye.
Good night.
Vanakkam, Shubhratri,
Shabba khair. Eat your vegetables. And don't trouble your mother.
Stay safe and enjoy the festivities. Bye-bye.
Have modaks.